where can we get this from our tenured leaders here in LifeWave Philippines? Okay, we heard from him, we heard his name. You know, when this person speaks, it's just go out of his mouth and everything is just like that. Okay, and I am privileged to introduce to you one of our speaker for today. He is a networker and former Sun Life top financial planner and Manulife, MDRT branch manager, a LifeWave qualifying presidential director, the 001 of LifeWave Philippines, one of 12 special David Schmidt Gold Coin awardee. He was even part of the Caribbean cruise in 2019. He's a qualifier, a value content creator, a servant leader, and friend. Everybody put your hands together as we welcome and hear from our 001, Anthony Frank Tan, Executive Director.
My direct sponsor. He was the one who convinced me to be in LifeWave.
Okay, thank you very much, Director Marie Hitosis. How many times have I told Jati to please narrow down all those introductions, because I'm not really for that anymore. Anyway, Hero, may I request that you share screen? Allow me to share screen so I can share a little bit of my slides to help me go through with my talk today.
Okay, by the way, while they're fixing some technical, I'd like to share with you a little about my experience with Frank. He invited me in LifeWave way back in 2018, and I really declined, and I just told him I will just recommend people to him. But he insisted on, making me a member of LifeWave, and the rest is history, and I am so grateful to him for, introducing me to LifeWave. And he is my direct sponsor in 2018. So we've been in this journey for almost 5 years now. Thank you very much, Frank.
Lapit na. Sa November pa. Ako sa August, magpa 5 years na ako dito.
Okay.
Hero, have you made me share screen? Can I share screen now? Let me try that now.
You can do that, always. Anyway.
Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you. Okay, so before we begin today, for those people who still don't know me, this might be worth something for you today. But for most people here, half of the people, the names that I see here, probably already know and have heard my story. So this is just an updated story of my journey here in LifeWave. So my name is Anthony Frank Tan, and I have attained the rank of Executive Director 3 years ago, working on qualifying for a Presidential Director, and your LifeWave brand partner. So upon graduating from the University of Santo Tomas, which is the oldest school here, like you, Marivon, I also graduated from the College of Architecture and Fine Arts in 1986 with a degree in BS Architecture. I've never experienced any form of employment because I had envisioned a lifestyle free from a boss with unlimited time freedom, even during a time of job security way back in the 80s. I became a jaded financial planner and businessman, but still found myself in financial trouble even after decades of hard work. And I realized I was older and stressed, desperate. My self-esteem was challenged. I realized I needed to look for an opportunity that had a legit leverage business model, and that is MLM. So 3 companies later, from the first one that I joined in late 2013, I finally found my happy place, which is obviously here in LifeWave. I invite everyone to explore what has completely transformed my life and those around me. So prior to joining LifeWave on August 11, 2018, you would see some screenshots of posts that depict the way I felt in the years before LifeWave. So you can just read through it, no? So I was driving a 10-year-old second-hand worn-out Toyota Revo. I was able to force, some short budgeted trips around Asia and once in the US loaning from my daughter. I could not break through even through decades of hard work. Though I'm able to meet my obligations, I had no savings in the bank, nothing. So like most people, I too had similar hopes like, anyone here in this Zoom right now. I wanted a brand new car, a roof over our head, to see the world, to live comfortably, away from stress, to share with others our extra blessings. No? Yung makapagtulong, makapag-ambag ka, pay it forward to the society, which has been, lacking in, government support. So fast forward to the present. I have fully paid my brand new Toyota Altis, in full. 3 months ahead, I've invested in a property in Alvera, in Porac, Pampanga. This is near the Clark zone, the Freeport zone. And recently also purchased 2-unit condominium with a parking slot from Mega World in King Square. This is in Manila. I've taken my daughter to a trip to the United States in 2019 and recently across 9 countries in Europe. We're planning to move out of the country again towards the end of the year. We're still planning on that one. So I was able to place some investments as well to serve as a buffer and to grow my hard earnings and bless others in timely and meaningful ways. I help people that cannot repay me, and I love doing that. So I look forward to many more similar, bigger, and better life-transforming stories coming from you. Kayo naman. It's not all about me. This is all about you. This is my timeline after graduating from the UST. In July of 1985, 1 year before I graduated, my dad passed away. He was very happy to see me doing the drawings, and hindi niya naabot yung aking graduation. My mom barely made it. So after I graduated, she passed away as well on the same year, a year after. So halos magkasunod lang sila. In April of 1987, yung inheritance ko that was left to me by my parents was denied to me. And I was disowned by my brothers. And in January 2000, year 2000, Y2K, I had a complicated marriage going on at that time. And 2 months later, February 2001, 13 months later, stressful annulment proceedings began. Nag-umpisa na kami mag-file charges against each other for an annulment. So my son diagnosed with acute lymphoma came in Feb of 2005. 4 months later, mabilis siyang nawala and he passed away about 18 years ago. Feb 2010, my credit cards were piling up debts and yung mga utang ko sa tao, hindi ko na rin mabayaran pa. Pero nakikiusap naman ako at naguhulog naman ako. So, Feb 2014, I joined my first of 3 failed MLMs in succession yan, before LifeWave. Halos masira ka na ng bait. Drained na talaga yung pocket. Wala ka ng kumpiyansa sa sarili. This was really devastating. September 2015, my secretary runs away with 250,000 of investment placement coming from a client who connived with her, tinakbo nila, and this resulted in my insurance company threatening to file a case against me and to void my insurance license, my financial planning license. Lahat ito, ang hirap talaga. August 2015, 4 people who owed me money na hindi sana ako talaga nagkaroon ng mga hardships as far as financial matters are concerned, defaulted. So hindi sila nagbayad. Recently, may isa na namang hindi nagbayad, and it's really quite isang lesson na hindi ko matutunan yung magpahiram sa tao tapos hindi ako binabayaran. But, that's my weakness siguro. But I will try to correct that from now on. So, pag ganitong dinaanan ninyo, nawala ang tatay mo, nawala nanay mo, naloko ka, nawala anak mo, anong gagawin mo? Kaya pa ba? And so, again, I came up with some more posts that I posted on Facebook years ago. And I just kept my faith and my focus and consistency, because I believe that the way out of this one, my financial crisis, and a lasting solution to everything that I've been through is through network marketing or MLM. So ito yung continuation ng aking timeline. In July of 2018, I was introduced to LifeWave, and then I joined a month later, which is August 11, 2018. Feb 2019, nag-i-ease na, no? Barely 3 months after LifeWave opened shop here in late November of 2018. So August to November 24, wala pa din tayong mga online services or inventory here in the Philippines. We started November 24 of 2018. So 3 months later lang, nag-uumpisa na ako, makakabayad na ako, and my smaller obligations were the first ones that I addressed. And in March 2019, with just 37,000 in the bank, again, another distributor, Jati knows that person, scammed me of 20,000, more than half of it. Hindi na binayaran. And September 2020, my ex-wife passed away, yung mama ng mga anak ko. In April 2022, all financial obligations were settled, credit card bills written off, on statement dates. Pag in-issue na ako ngayon, nagkatanggap ako ng text message ngayon from let's say Citibank or BPI, I pay it right away in full. No? So, ang malila kong spelling ko, walang abandan yan, nagkamali lang. So, success leaves clues. May the good Lord abundantly bless you too. These photos aim to symbolize my financial struggles prior to joining LifeWave, because I have envisioned my life from the get-go. Here is where our and many lives will change. I was here on the same day beside Hero, Jeb, when David Schmidt came here for a second time to grand launch us in Manila Pen. Ito po yung suot ko, sirang sapatos ng Skechers, but still very comfortable. And my Zara blazer or overcoat, na mayroong ng punit sa likod, I didn't even notice it until the time I got there. When I noticed it, I had to button my blazer kasi nakakahiya na makita yung laylayan, may punit. So this is a picture, a slide that I always go back to remind me to always keep my feet planted on the ground. At dahil sa masithi ang pangarap ko, hindi ako makakapayag na walang mangyayari o kahihinat na ng lahat ng pinagdaanan ko. 5 taon na ngayon sa mga pinagsikapan ko. Sabi ko nga, I did not go this far just to get to this place. No, I must write my story compelling enough to make a difference in the lives of those who can relate to me. Right now, I talk more about my story. If it can relate to some people who are in the same boat as I was, and you want to fix it, I can help you. Sira ba yung laptop mo ngayon? Wala ka bang matinong mobile phone? Wasak ba yung kotse mo? Those were my realities 5 years ago. And I can perfectly relate. Bagsak na ba yung bank account mo? Tapal system ka ba sa utang? I can help. Why? Because I've been through that. My success story is different from most because it came from below zero. No, hindi ito yung meron lang may puhunan na or something. This one really came from a negative perspective, no, negative balance perspective. So for those people who are having a hard time, making ends meet, I might be able to help. I say I might. It depends on you pa rin. So ito yung mga 11, actually more than 11 na ngayon, highlights of my career here in LifeWave. The first one, number 1, ito yung nag-top ako. Kami lang talaga ni Isabel noon. So talaga magpa-top kami sa LifeWave. This was during the grand launch in March 16 of 2019. The car that I fully paid off for already. It's brand new. Hanggang ngayon, wala pang 15,000 ang mileage niyan. Halos talagang baby pa yan. The gold coin is number 3. This is one of only 12 in the world. And one of these coins is sitting on the table of Donald Trump. Kasi gusto ni Donald Trump itong gawa ni David Schmidt. He was introduced to Donald Trump by Thomas Burke, a long time a pioneer SPD here in LifeWave. So on the Bahamas trip, nag-cruise kami, and then nakapag-buffer ako sa RCBC ng konting investment. I've been there like 3 times already, so nakakatatlong patong na ako. Tapos sa number 7, I was able to visit LifeWave, so I can see for myself how big and how real this company is. I've been there, and wala na akong kaduda-duda talaga sa kumpanyang to. Then in number 8, ito yung lote namin sa Alviera, malapit dito, sa likod ng sign na yan actually. Number 9, ito yung sa Mega World na binili ko. At number 10, ito yung namin ni David Schmidt, TV feature over GMA. This was also in 2018, December 2018. So on my 60th birthday last April, I gifted myself by traveling out of pocket. It's not an incentive trip. It is an out of pocket expense or investment or dream come true with my daughter and best friend. And we went to Europe. Among the places that we've been to, Italy, Austria, Liechtenstein, Netherlands, or Holland, Switzerland, Belgium, Germany, and France. And probably in the US or Canada towards the end of the year or somewhere else. Wala pa. Top to Japan, planning pa rin to. Kasi this is a slide that I made in May, no? So, things are kind of fluid. So, we're still looking for where we're going towards the end of the year. But definitely will be out of the country. So, these are some of the pictures that were taken in Europe. Had a great time with people that I know. A classmate of mine who is a top officer in the United Nations just came to see me. Another friend of mine who works also in the United States government embassy came to see me. Ang saya lang, no? I mean, meeting people anywhere you go out of the country. And I wish si Miss Araneta, sana na-meet ko kayo sa Italy had I known you already during that time. Sana kahit ilang oras nagkaniig tayo, no? So this is 2026. What's in the future? This is the property in Cora. And this is the property in King Square also in the same year, turnover 2026. This is how it looks like inside, yung model unit. And I might just change a little bit of this one to create more room. Everything happens for a reason. Everything starts with a compass. Why do you do what you do? Do you know why you do what you do? My big why is my daughter. No one else. My big why today, nadagdagan na ng pangalawa, is hearing your stories. It's listening to you guys. Come up with your stories. If we have more face-to-face events, go up on stage. I want to see you doing Zooms. I want to hear your stories from others. And it's just a beautiful thing to see people lift each other up, not drag each other down. So this is a timeline for the Philippines. It was July 24, 2018, when I had a private call with David Schmidt, facilitated by my sponsor, our friend SPD Joe Japan. And Hero was also on the same call that night. Di pa kami magkakilala noon. And then December 18 was the first time David Schmidt came to pre-launch or soft launch our company here in the Philippines and grand launch us 3 months later. Actually, this is the second and third time that David has been here because he's been here 2010 and he met up with TV personality Cory Quirino, who is now the head of the Binibining Pilipinas. Cory Quirino happens to be my very first distributor on my left side ng aking binary. And with this, I hope to hear your stories in the future. This is not about me, this call. This is all about you to see if there's something I can help you with, and that we can lock arms. Remember to keep your feet planted on the ground. Reach out to the sky, pray hard, and believe in your dreams from within. This is all for now. Thank you very much, and turn it back now to Marie, Director Marie, or SD Jati Rabago. Thank you for the privilege to speak to you today about my story.
Thank you, Frank. Let me just say something to everyone. Frank and I, we've been together in another different MLM company, and that's where our acquaintance started. And from that time on, we get to bump to each other in the office. And I was so somehow touched when he called me one time and asked me to meet up with him in Robinson's Malate, and just to share what he has on his hands. And although at first I really declined in accepting his offer for me to be a member of Lifeway, but he was so persistent, and even in when I joined through him, through his generosity, I was able to sign up December 5 of 2018, and we started patching in the Philippines. The three of us, one is a director, Sabel, and him, and the rest is history. I never imagined, lasting this long with Lifeway, because also obvious. Recently, the last 2 years, he's been mentoring me. Although the first 2 years, we were not really working together as close as we are right now. And sabi nga, saving the best for the last. And I really appreciate everything that he did to all the teams in the Philippines. He was really our mentor. He was the one who really started the webinars, okay, for the first 10 directors. So for that, we would like to let's put together our hands for Frank. We owe him a lot for being the Series 1 of Philippine Lifeway.
Excuse me, this just came in. Somebody who I don't know messaged me. I'll just repeat na lang. It comes from Paulette. I think she's on the call now.
Yeah, here right now.
Yeah. Sabi niya, hello po. Thank you for sharing your story. I can relate and I'm blessed to be able to hear it. Nabuhayan po ako ng loob. Pag mapasyal kayo ng Japan, sure ball yan. I would love to be given the chance to meet you. I hope you don't mind me sharing your message to me, Paulette. But these are the kind of people.
Open your camera, show yourself.
These are the kind of people
Hey.
I heart.
Yeah.
These are the kind of people I love. Maraming salamat. So,
She's here and she's with her daughter, Paula, I think.
Yeah.
And Paula
Kaya Paulette,
is from
kaya Paula.
Paula and
Hello.
Paulette. They are beautiful people, really.
Of course.
They are from our Philippine-Japan team. I think they were able to meet our SPD hero when he was in Fukuoka. Am I correct? So thank
Marie,
you.
can I add something? You know what? In the last 5 years that I've worked with in Lifeway, this is the first time that I heard Edie Franktan humbly sharing his story. Kasi people look at to him na very complicated person, na very highfalutin, no? Magaling kasi talaga si Frank eh. Magaling mag-English, magaling magsulat, magaling
No.
No, let me just add to this.
Cut it out.
Alam mo, ngayon ko lang siya narinig na from that, I'm really teary-eyed kanina when he was sharing his story. Kasi nararamdaman ko yung sincerity niya talaga to help. But, some people just don't see him na the way I see him as a friend and as a mentor. So I hope everybody here will give him a chance to really share with you his talent. He's really a talented person. And I've learned so much in the last 2 years that we've been working closely now sa kanya. Ang team ko po, grabe ang natutunan sa kanya. And maraming salamat, Frank. So I cannot say any words will not be enough to express my gratitude.
He is, no doubt, SD Jati, Edie Franktan is a mentor, okay? And he always reached to us through his heart. I can't even forget, in my very first web Zoom with LIG, he was there, and then I put a comment on the chat box, and he told me, Marie, if you need help, just message me. I'm just a message away. I still have that Edie Frank, and I am very thankful. So that's how he is, So I think each and every one of us here in the room were 39, and we were touched by his story. We were inspired by his sharing. Earlier we were 49. Okay, so as I prepared,
we were 49 earlier.
We were 49.
It's 49.
So Yeah, now we're X39. I cannot erase those names. I cannot delete those names because the wheel of names have been prepared earlier while we're doing the
Yes,
testimonia.
Okay.
I just don't know how to share it. So if ever we call the names and they're not here, well, I am so sorry, okay? But now we're 39. Okay, moving back. We were all teary-eyed by those sharing.
Thanks,
Thank you again. Thank you, Rod. So how are you? You still look good.